to 2008. It's very nice to be back here, and I hope that you personally are going to have a fantastic year, both in a personal capacity, but also just out here in Africa with us, looking at lots of fantastic wildlife. So it really is a pleasure. I'm looking very forward to this afternoon. It's drizzled a little bit just now, just before we stopped here, with a little bit of an elephant in the background. We're going to have a look at that just now. But we're going to see how the afternoon goes. It is very overcast and there might be more rain coming, but we're going to stay out here as much as you can. Thank you for joining us. From myself, Peter, from Rexon on camera this afternoon, Jan in the Live Control Center. We're looking forward to the rest of the day. And also for myself, it's really nice to be out here for another year, and I'm also looking forward to hopefully sharing more and more interesting and good ways all this amazing nature. Before I talk too long, like I tend to do sometimes, let's get a bit closer to that elephant and we're going to explore the rest of the afternoon. Good afternoon, stations. Anyone out on drive? Not having proper radio comms today. Any Djuma station that can copy come in? This really is cool. As you've maybe known before, those of you that have joined us on Drive before, if you maybe haven't joined us before and this is your first time, one of the big animals I've really got a passion for out in the bush or out in Africa are elephants. I really have a soft spot for them. They're just incredibly intelligent animals, and they just have a certain sort of depth of understanding almost about them. You look at them sometimes, you had a quick look at his eye just now. You spend some time with these guys up close, you really do get a sensation of deep intelligence and understanding. There's something very special about them. Considered by most people that research them, or most biologists or scientists, to be probably the most intelligent land mammal, next to humans. Sometimes you might even have to reconsider that aspect of it, but consider them even more intelligent than some of your other primates, things like orangutans or chimpanzees. So very, very highly evolved, intelligent animals, lots of communication, lots of interesting social behaviors. Really is a million things you can learn about elephant from what's already known about them, and by spending time with them, actually you can really get a sense of how amazing these animals are. In this specific case, it's one bull. He's not affiliated with any specific groups. As soon as they reach sort of 14, 15, 16 years old, depending on the area and so forth. But as soon as they reach sexual maturity, really, the bulls leave the herd, and they'll be loosely associated with other bulls in bachelor groups, or quite often just be by themselves like this guy is at the moment. So he's got no specific mission. He's probably going to hang around, if we're lucky, even a few days in the area. We'll see him around Gari Waterhole for a drink of water and a mud bath maybe. And then he might meet up with some other bulls, or maybe if there's a breeding herd in the area, he'll link up with them a bit, spend some time with them. No specific major rush for him to do anything. Also, the age he's at now, like I said, this bull is probably in his 20s, maybe 24, 26 years old, 28 maybe, somewhere in that region. But he's at an age where he's not really a big dominant bull yet, so he's not going to be looking for females to mate with all the time. He really can just take time, do some good eating, get himself bigger. He needs to put on another ton or two, another 2,000 kilograms, 4,000 or 5,000 pounds over the next 10 years or so before he really gets into sort of his breeding prime. So life's pretty good for him. White-faced ducks are also known as whistling ducks. In Afrikaans we also have, I think, quite a descriptive name. If you had to translate it, you can't quite translate it in the sort of the full aspect of the meaning, but it would mean like small nun ducks. Nun meaning referring to the habit with the black and the white on the face. Nonnetjies eend. You can see the water there is very shallow, because as they're walking, not even their whole bellies are getting wet. And that's another very, very poor attempt at my sense of humor. It's very deep there actually. Obviously they're ducks, they can float, but it's a little story we used to get told as kids about water being shallow if a duck can walk through it. White-faced ducks just swimming away. There's the Egyptian goose as well, just further back, sort of on that. Where is it? There he is. I'm sure these are very happy geese this year. We've been seeing them over the last few months, even when this waterhole was very, very low. Oop, what's up with that? Something Two African monarchs. Here's the one that's sitting, and the other one might flutter back there just now. One of your easy way. Oh, here we go. There's the other one. Awesome. A little bit of maybe a mating ritual going on there. I'm not a insect expert, but you quite often find them just moving the wings in certain ways. You'll see when the other one gets close by, there's a definite interaction going on. With most of your insects, there's not a whole lot of reasons for them to interact. It's normally mating would be the first logical possibility. They're not territorial animals or animals that spend large amounts of time in the same area. So if there's interaction, it's normally either mating or some kind of display or behavior leading up or building up to it. Red flowers now. Maybe a bit ironic that it's one of my favorite plants out here, but it's actually an exotic plant. It's only been in Africa for about 100 odd years. 110 years or so really. Originally from South America, and it came in with horse fodder. A whole bit of history to that. We'll talk about that more another time, but it's one of those non-invasive exotics. It doesn't take over like some of the other weeds that you get out here tend to do. You just get these beautiful patches now and again, and they do keep that lovely red color for quite a few months, well into late summer even. And they've also flowered a lot more in the last 2 weeks since I've been gone. Cool, let's go look around some more.